Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your January 2015 love reading. It's Raina here. And so I think that this month is going to be very important for you in terms of love, the first month of 2016, because out of six cards, I picked five major arcana cards. And yes, I did shuffle the deck. So major arcana cards deal with significant life events, and it may even transcend the realm of love. This may be just in general. But I find it pretty exciting. And remember, too, that this year, until September, you have Jupiter in your own sign. So it's a whole new cycle of Jupiter energy for you. And in addition to that, the North Node is traveling in Virgo. So there is a sense of serendipity and higher purpose to 2016, I would think. In addition, 2016 is a nine universal year, and nine happens to correspond to the Hermit card in the major arcana, which is Virgo's card. So there you go. Nine is the number of the humanitarian. So it's a more spiritual vibration, whereas 2015 added to eight, and that was more on the success and material level. So that's very cool. Now it's going to be Virgo's year in more than one way. So the card that I picked to describe the recent past is the Sun card in reverse. Now the Sun card is really positive any way you slice it, even in the reverse position. But it's kind of a partial success. It is possible that some Virgos have met a person that may be viable, but not currently for some reason. Maybe they're already attached and they have to get divorced or they have to break up with somebody. Maybe they are living somewhere else and that is preventing you from being with them. But it could be a promising relationship that is having temporary obstacles in front of it. It could also be that egotism got in the way of a relationship. Now, I don't see many Virgos as being egotistical unless you have some personal planets in a neighboring sign like Leo, which is always possible. But I also believe that pessimistic thinking may have taken place because in the upright position, the Sun card indicates positive thinking. And when it's reversed, there is a negative pattern that has emerged that may have played into the breakup of relationship in some way, or even just the law of attraction gone awry. But luckily, that's a thing of the past. What you're dealing with now is the Hermit card, and I had just spoken of that. So a lot of you are in a contemplative mood, actually. And this is a good thing because when you take the time to really look at what happened, if something negative happened, it makes something negative happening in the future less likely. The higher perspective card of the situation or the message from the universe is the Emperor card, another major arcana, and this deals with control and discipline. It's associated with the sign of Aries, also law and order. And in this context, I think it means that some of you need to have more discipline with your emotions. As an earth sign, you would think that Virgo would have everything under control. But actually, in my experience, I found that Virgo people are very prone to anxiety. And I know I have a moon in Virgo. And so I think we could blame Mercury for this because Virgo is ruled by Mercury just like Gemini is, and there is a tendency to think too much. When you think too much, you awfulize, you overanalyze, and it can lead you into a lot of places that do not serve you. And so the Emperor is all about getting control over yourself, in this case, your emotional nature, and making sure that it doesn't affect the type of relationships that you choose in the future, because you do have a choice. And sometimes people choose things for reasons they don't even understand. I should say at this point that this is a general reading, so all of the cards that I pick will not necessarily resonate with you. I hope that at least a few of them seem to pertain to your life in January. If you'd like a personalized reading using your astrological data, just click on the link below. I say that because I wanted to mention that sometimes when I'm doing love readings and I look at a client's chart, I can see influences that they may not be consciously aware of. And so it is helpful because some people may think they're operating with complete awareness and they really are not. And they kind of don't realize that the chaos in their personal lives is something they have more control over than they know. And this Emperor card is telling you you have control. Don't ever think that you don't. The advice is the Empress card, and I picked this for Capricorn, I think, as well. It just is telling you to pamper yourself, to honor yourself, to give yourself pleasure. And this can come in many different forms. But if you have been depriving yourself for some reason, sometimes we have to do special things. And it's almost like a ritual to usher in good things coming to us. If you grant yourself the right to enjoy, then the law of attraction just says that it should come to you. This card can also indicate a need to really get grounded. And yes, you are an earth sign. And the Empress card is connected to the planet Venus, and it is the sign of the mother, the earth mother. But Virgos really are intellectual and they tend to like to read. And because of all this mental activity, sometimes they may not be grounded enough. And this is asking you to do the things that bring you to a place where you can stabilize those first three chakras that relate to security and pleasure and power. And by doing so, you will attract relationships that not only satisfy you from a spiritual perspective and an intellectual perspective, but also on the physical level, on the practical level. A possible obstacle for you this month in terms of love is the Eight of Wands. And so there may be something that comes in January that deals with a sudden opportunity, a message that may relate to a job offer or some other exciting turn of events, but it may put distance between you and somebody that you've been dealing with, as that reverse sun card may suggest for at least some of you. So that is an obstacle, but it's also a very good thing that will come in for you. So this may actually be the catalyst for some of the major life changes that will happen for you in January. And then the outcome is the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant card relates to kind of the higher meaning in life. So, just like the Hermit is the inward search for meaning, the Hierophant is the externalized version of that. And it's in the form of some religious leader, be it a priest or a pastor or, the local guru. But you could be that person for yourself. It could just be you wanting something more than the everyday mundane life. So, because the Hermit is in this reading, it could be that you have decided to take a breather from romance for the moment. And that would be wonderful as well. You can pamper yourself, you can gain control over your emotions, and you can wait for the appropriate time for love. For other people, there may be news that reaches you that alters your life in a positive way. And now you're focusing on that, especially if it's in the realm of career. But I think that some of you, at least, will see January as an important month in 2016, whatever transpires. So, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed your reading. And if you want a personal reading, just click on the link below. Otherwise, good luck in January. Bye.